Okay, you're live.
We live?
It's, I scared butternut. Did that scare you, pal? You're live at 5. Live at 5.
Bonjour, monde.
And we're going to go directly to guitar tuning for beginners.
Guitar tuning.
So here we go.
This is how you guitar tune these days. You buy a tuner.
Yes.
But the other thing you do is you have to buy a battery to make sure that it doesn't, it works. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Show them how you use the tuner.
I will. We're in New Orleans, and it's raining. It's been raining forever.
For days and days and days and days and days.
It's really amazing because there's been some tragedies offshore, and
horrible accidents, upended boats, Coast Guard rescues, people missing, drowned. It's awful.
It's really awful.
It was like what did they call it? A micro senso nano cell or something.
Something was really bad.
But it was very much like a cold hurricane.
It was like what did they call it? A micro senso nano cell or something.
Yes. There we go. So anyways, I see there's a bunch of y'all out there. 6 of y'all already. Cool. Terry Curtis Fox. My God, man.
TC Fox.
How you been? We worry about you all the time. You and Susan.
We worry about you because you've lost a lot of friends lately.
Yes, you have.
We worry about you.
Plus, we miss you. We miss everybody.
Yeah, we do. We miss everybody.
So, a quick lesson. Well, before I get started, this is a tuner for a guitar. Okay, I should have put out my tuning fork. I used to use a tuning fork, like my hero Tony Rice, where you'd hit it, it goes bong, and you'd put it here.
Wait, you do that again and see what it is.
Bong.
They can see it light up.
Oh, yeah. Bong. Yeah, well, I'm giving a note. So you get a tuning fork and you put it on the bridge, and you'd hit a note, and you could do it. So things have gotten very modern. So now we have these clip-on things. Okay, this one's pretty cool because this is a brand that I like because it's easy, it's fast, and it works. This is a brand that I also like too, but it's also hard as shit to use because it looks cool though, because it's got these little, it spins. I know you can't see that. That's a Peterson strobe tuner, but I've never successfully tuned a guitar with it. That's what's so weird about it. Then they make D'Addario, which is a string company, makes one that looks like this. You see this little bitty tiny thing? Okay? This goes right here. You might see guitar players with a little, if I don't drop it in the guitar.
Don't drop it in the guitar.
Okay, I got it. You can put it right there on the sound hole and hit a note, and my God, there it is. So this is the modern conveniences of...
But what does it say on the thing?
Well, it tells me what note I just hit. So that one
okay.
was a slightly sharp G note. They usually don't coincide. That's the thing I've discovered about the ones that I use here in the sound hole versus the ones on the top. They rarely come together. But I put it in there so you can see it. So let me tune this puppy up. First of all, thank y'all for tuning in. It's
oh, you made a pun. You're tuning in.
Yay! And it's not just a city in China.
It's never been one. That was like Peking.
That's a bad joke. That's a bad joke.
Horrible. JC said, I thought you were a professional. This is what professional...
Thanks, JC. We haven't played it in over a year. But anyway.
No, you've been using tuners for a long time. People think that you don't have to use them.
Oh no, you must have tuners. You can't do it anymore. Things are too loud and it takes too long. And the nice thing about the ones you put on the headstock of the guitar is that depending on the style of tuner that you get, you can't really see it. The audience can't see it, but also some of them are better than others at seeing in the daylight. Like if you're playing a daylight gig, you want one that's really bright, and some of them are not. They have needles, and they make it even harder. Now, if I plugged in, some people use a foot pedal, and those are very good too, but I don't have a pickup in this guitar. So there's my short lesson on...
So what do we do? Which tuning are we going to...
This is standard tuning.
Yeah, standard tuning is...
E, A, D, G, B, E.
There you go.
So that's your standard tuning. So...
Which on a piano is every good boy does fine. It's an F at the end though.
So once again, I want to thank y'all. Thank WWOZ for posting these shows. I know I didn't put my poster up because I need a new one. If Carrie is out there from WWOZ, I would love to have a new WWOZ bumper sticker. Mine's wearing out.
Oh yeah, ours is beat up.
It's beat to hell and back. What else is new? Let's see.
We got Dave Hubdy on the road in Denver.
That's good.
That's awesome. We got Brooks Frank, Go Giants. We have J34 Rain Ron Miserable. Yikes. Let's see. We've got Bonsoir de Jenny's. Hello, ça va, Michael. And I think we do need a snark tuner. Actually,
I have one, but the batteries always go out at the worst.
oh, you mean that's just not being snarky?
No, that's a brand name.
Oh, fuck.
They're actually very clear and you can see them. But every time when I've played with Al at the Columns, I'm telling you, not 15 minutes into the show, bam, his tuner goes out. And he doesn't leave them on because they automatically turn off. So there he goes.
Okay, does everybody have their kazoos?
So let's get warmed up here. We're going to play You're My Sunshine, which we didn't do last week. I had everything out. So.
C'est pas kazoo.
Your kazoo is sur la table.
Yeah.
It's there somewhere.
I think that you made off with my kazoo.
I didn't make off with your kazoo. I promise you. I got my own. It's right here. So, some of you who might be new, hopefully there's some new people. Please introduce yourself. Let everybody know. They are snarky, Erica. I know. That's why I don't like them. But they're pretty accurate for a tuner.
We're joined by Danny O'Flaherty.
And Danny O'Flaherty is here.
Oh, y'all, this is such great news because for those of you who either lived in New Orleans or came to New Orleans at any time before Katrina in the last 30 years, whatever that, Danny had a wonderful place called O'Flaherty's and where he played music and did all sorts of great things. He introduced me to hurling. It's my favorite game in the world. And we want you to make note of him because he also is a musician. And so he's got a Facebook business page. And his name's up here. You can see it. Please go and join him. He's, like everybody else, trying to figure out a way to play music for everybody to listen to. So
it's been a challenge.
Yeah, so join Danny O'Flaherty if you can, or at least friend him on his business page and follow what it's like to figure out how to keep doing what you do best in a time when you can't do it in front of people. So welcome to Danny. Welcome to all of you. Michelle, Michelle, what are you drinking? Okay, y'all ready for the kazoos?
What are you drinking, Dee?
I have rum iced coffee today.
I just have leftover coffee. So get out your kazoos. We're gonna tune
Kazoos
them
up.
That's a C chord or a C note. We're gonna play "You Are My Sunshine," song written by Jimmy Davis, ex-governor of Louisiana.
Absolutely.
Get together.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't have to.
Do it again. Sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, I guess you might sleep in.
Yeah.
I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I woke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. the same. But if you leave me to love another, you'll regret it all someday. Well, you told me once, dear, that you really loved me, and no one else, dear, could come between. You'll never know, dear, that you love another, because you have shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, please don't take my sunshine away. Right.
So that's the Louisiana State song.
That is the Louisiana State song, and just for the heck of it, because I forgot last week, let's do it on the ukulele too. While it's here in tune, I think. Get out your ukuleles.
Weren't you gonna you were gonna do a Hawaiian song today?
I'm gonna try. I'm thinking about
Which
it.
one were you gonna? You weren't gonna do the lava tube.
No, I don't know the words.
Lava tube's tomorrow.
It's got too many words.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But what was the one? We listened to about 1 million of them the other
I
night.
don't remember the name of it. That's the problem. I don't remember. I think the Dream Slack key is the one I want to try. Okay. Look, tuner. See? Use the tuner to tune. My dog has fleas. So here we go, y'all. This is real simple. Standard tuning on the ukulele. This is a concert. The bigger ones are tenors, and then there's a soprano. So the song, we do it in a key of C. So that's how you make your C, and you have an F in here, which is, you can use your ukulele chord diagrams, and the other chord is a G, which looks like a little triangle. And if you press with enough, you'll hear it.
So here comes the sun.
And that's where he got it from, was playing the ukulele, if you wanted to know that.
That's true, because he lived on the Big Island next door to Loretta Lynn, who turned 89.
89.
Happy birthday to Loretta
Happy birthday
Lynn.
to Loretta Lynn. So
By the way, when y'all have birthdays, since we've been on this thing for a freaking year now, why don't y'all let us know so we can play happy birthday on the kazoo? Exactly.
So here we go. You're My Sunshine, 3-chord song. So it's C, F, and G. Those are your 3 chords that you need to know. C, F, C. Back to that F. Back to the C. To the G. My sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Oh, please don't take my sunshine away. So, like I said, from week to week, the ukulele, if you want to play music, and we have all this free time because of quarantine and all this, get you a one that you can tune. Elderly Instruments sells them. They're not that expensive. And get a chord book. And you'd be surprised how many songs you can actually play. Like I did. Things work out really easily on this thing. I also, if you listen to Jake, whatever Shimbakuro, he's very, very good. He started off too. He didn't always play as well as he does now, so it takes a lot of practice. So there we go.
But let's see, what else do we know about it? We also know that cute guy that does the lessons. I've never seen anything like it before in my life, and I can't remember his name. But if you Google Hawaiian ukulele lessons, he might pop up. If not, I'll look him up while y'all listen to David, and I'll put it on there because I've never known. He actually can teach you a song in about an hour. It's JC said it's much easier just listening to you.
Well, thank you, JC. I can talk about it a lot too. It's
yeah, it's a great instrument.
it's fun to talk about, and it's fun to try to figure out, how do you teach an instrument to someone? You have to have the desire, and you have to have the interest. It takes a little bit of talent just to play those chords. You can play along with records and stuff like that, and that's how it works. It's just and how far you want to go with it. All right, so I had a couple of requests. JC wanted some instrumentals, so I guess he's getting tired of me singing.
JC, is that true? You tired of David singing?
He wants some different songs.
Does he? What are you gonna do? Beethoven?
I'm gonna sing.
You're gonna sing anyway?
Well, for the first song.
So Michelle will always having margaritas.
Sounds good to me.
That's right, you like margaritas, don't you?
Used to. Too much danger. Danger will weapons. I can't drink that no more. So this one was a request from Susan. She wanted me to play some children's songs. I really don't do that. I haven't really tried to. But here's one that she requested, and it's called the Tigalo por Mamu. And it's a song about from the Balfour Brothers. First of all, we're gonna go to Mamu, and we're gonna go get some. What is the line? Tigalo por Mamu. I forgot. I'll have to, after I sing it, I'll tell you what it's about, because I don't remember. Get in line, buddy. Tigalo, pour Mamu, j'ai mon aimé volé pour 15 sous. J'ai acheté des candies rouges pour les petits et des sucres et des cafés pour les vieux. Tigalo, pour Mamu, j'ai mon aimé wagon pour 15 sous. J'ai acheté des candies rouges pour les petits et il y a des rubans pour les vieux. Tigalo, pour Mamu, j'ai mon aimé timolé pour 15 sous. J'ai acheté des candies rouges pour les petits et des sucres et des cafés pour les vieux. Tigalo, pour Mamu, j'ai mon aimé wagon pour 15 sous. J'ai acheté des candies rouges pour les petits et il y a des rubans pour la bière. Mamu. We're gonna go to town, go shopping. We have to get some sugar and some other things for the old people, and some other things. It's just it's a shopping song.
Okay. Well, if you went to Mamu today, what would you go shopping for?
Well, alcohol probably.
Ah.
I don't know. I haven't been to Mamu in a long time. I really don't know what's going on in Mamu. Fred's Lounge is still happening, as far as I know. All right. So for an instrumental, this is one I was thinking about today. Alan Lomax, his recordings when he came through Louisiana, he and his dad, John Lomax, in 1934, were looking for non-commercial or uncommercial type music, I guess you could call it. And he found lots of people that fit that category. One of the fiddlers that he discovered was not necessarily an amateur. He played in a group whose name I cannot ever recall. They recorded several sides, but his name was Wayne Perry. Interesting that a lot of these people had English last names. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but most of the dads, the fathers, were people either working in the oil fields or the fields, and they did not come from here, and they didn't have French last names, but the mothers did. So all the children spoke French. And you might have heard stories here that French was not taught in school in the 20th century, where I come from, and that, in fact, you were forbidden to speak
what's
French.
the 20th century?
1901 to 1999.
Okay, no, they actually smashed y'all something in the 30s.
The 1930s. So my father never really learned French, although he spoke it. He didn't, he couldn't read or write it.
FDR's reasoning for this was that children who spoke French in America would be hopelessly left behind. And so it was their idea to smash second languages in America. And they did. And they did a damn good job of it. David's aunt, who had been a very, very respected French teacher, lost her job for no freaking reason whatsoever. And but it wasn't, I know it just wasn't us. It had to be, the Spanish speakers must have gotten zapped too.
I think so. Portuguese speakers up east, everything.
Another weird thing we got was they changed, said that we had too many towns that had the word bayou in it, and it was confusing the post office. And so they came through and renamed a shit ton of our towns with these absolutely unassociated names, like Hana, which is Gina, which used to be Bayou something else, which is a town in where? Germany? It's one of those towns that Napoleon kicked over.
So it screwed up the whole place.
It screwed up the whole place, yes it did, which is just too bad.
So this particular song I learned off of one of those John and Alan Lomax recordings about a fiddler named Wayne Perry. Very good fiddle player and a great tone, great recordings. If you're interested in those recordings, they're very simple. You look up either 1934lomax.com or lomax1934.com. I can't remember which one it is. Might be both of them. That a guy did his dissertation on that stuff and on that music. And a lot of the songs that Beausoleil plays, that was the farm grind. That's where it all came from. A lot of the stuff we do, the ballads and stuff, but this is not a ballad. This is a straightforward waltz. The guy, Wayne Perry, could also play regular American songs like Sally Gooden and stuff like that. But for Alan, he demonstrated what he knew about Cajun music. And this was one that I mistakenly thought I was playing when I did my first album, but it's not what it's called. Lomax called this the Cajun Waltz, but on my first album, the song that I wrote, Cajun Waltz, the title, was not the right name for that. That was called the Midnight Waltz. But this is Wayne Perry's Cajun Waltz. And as typical Cajun, as waltzes go, or the song structure goes, you repeat the first part twice, then you have a turn, you have a bridge, and so whatever you want to call it, and it's a little different. So let's see, I don't even know if I'll do that on the harmonica. It's been a while since I did this. I really dig the song. I should play it more often. I did put this on my second solo album. Perry's Cajun Waltz, whatever that was called. It had a hell of a beat to it and rhythm. It's a great song. It's fun to play, and I'm glad I was able to do it to you. I'd forgotten all about that
So
song.
it was originally a fiddle tune?
I believe so. And I'm sure it's got words to it. I just can't identify the tune. A lot of songs changed names. They were the same songs and the same melodies. It depends who said they wrote it, you know. A lot of songs were written by different people, the same song by different names. So understand that probably if most of the Cajun songs of the 20s and 30s were influenced by the accordion, notice that there's only 8 different notes on the accordion and you can't play in lots of keys. So therefore, you're kind of limited as for melodies. And I think that that's what this fiddle styles sound so much different is because of that very reason. Because the fiddles can play more notes and you can play different stuff. So much for that. So this one, I haven't done it in a long time. Unless there's questions.
Welcome back, Jay. Has it been 3 weeks? Good heavens, that's forever ago.
This is one that
I think I'm choking to death on your iced coffee.
you don't like it.
No, it's great. I just poured it down. I was drinking it so fast it went down the wrong angle.
So watch out for that.
Oui.
This one
Well, welcome back.
is a song that I don't know exactly where it came from, although I know Joel Saunier recorded it, and some other people recorded it, but where it came from, man, I can't tell you. One of the recordings I found of it comes from down the bayou. When you say that when you live in New Orleans, you mean down Houma Thibodeau way, down there. In any case, it's a adaptation of an American song called I Only Had 50 Cents. And I've played the English version a couple of times. Ricky Skaggs recorded a version of it. The version I do comes from a guy named Clint Howard, who played guitar with Doc Watson on some recordings in the 60s. So the difference in the tunes is it's very similar in the lyric and it's similar in the chord changes, so the melody's pretty much the same. The song was written as a poem in the late 19th century, 1880s. And the guy liked it so much, the poem it was written for, liked it so much, he wanted it to be read over his grave when he died. And someone put music to it. I have all this documented somewhere on this iPad, unless that was part of the iPad disaster.
The mini meltdown.
There was a serious mini pad meltdown.
Mini pad meltdown of 2020, right? Oof.
Lost it all. So this is a song about a guy who's got on a date, and he has 50 cents in his pocket. So you can tell it's a long time ago. And he's trying to impress his girl, and he sees a little restaurant, has a little board out there that says there's a lunch for 50 cents, and asks her if she's hungry, and she says no, but says let's go inside anyway. And he says, okay, well, I'll order the 50-cent meal. But when the waiter comes up, she orders everything on the menu. Roasted chicken and oysters and everything else. And in the American English version, she also orders lots of drinks too. There's not enough room in French to do all that. And when the guy puts his 50 cents on the counter to pay for the meal, instead of having dishwashing duty, because obviously the tab was more than 50 cents, he gets beaten up by the management. So here we go. Moi, ma belle, on était au bar, c'était un samedi soir. Moi, ma belle, on était au bar, c'était un samedi soir. On a revenu, mais lendemain matin, au jour. On a revenu, mais lendemain matin, au jour. Je l'ai demandé si on n'avait pas pour manger quelque chose. Je l'ai demandé si on n'avait pas faim pour manger quelque chose. Elle m'a dit ce n'est pas beaucoup faim, mais j'aurais mangé quand même. Elle m'a dit, c'est avait pas beaucoup faim, mais aurait mangé quand même. Moi je croyais elle aurait donné un petit lunch de 15 sous. Moi je croyais elle aurait donné un petit lunch de 15 sous. Mais elle a donné un boule à rôti et des menus et des huiles. Elle a donné un boule à rôti et des menus et des huiles. Moi j'ai mis mon 50 sous dessus le comptoir. Moi j'ai mis mon 50 sous dessus le comptoir. Massacré dans un couquet, on m'a tiré dans la fenêtre. Massacré dans un couquet, on m'a tiré dans la rue. Prenez un conseil de moi, tous les jeunes petits bouts. N'allez jamais dans un restaurant avec 50 sous dans ta poche. G major 7 tuning, very difficult to play in. The chanson de 50 sous, they're all difficult to play in.
No, you're not supposed to say that now.
Okay, they're all easy to play in. All right, so this one is going to be for my neighbor. I don't know if he's listening today. Jean-Paul, across the courtyard over there. His requested song from 2 weeks ago, and I played it. But he wasn't there at that time, so he asked for it too late, so...
Oh, that's right.
And I saw him yesterday, so...
You had played it earlier in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, little guitar. You make me change to a little one. This one is called Les Bars de la Prison, the prison bars. It's a song I learned from Canray Fontenot. We've recorded it, Beausoleil's recorded it a couple of times. Canray knew it, it was in his family. It's a true story apparently, and it was written by a guy named Douglas Belair. And it's a song about a guy who's condemned to prison for the rest of his life for some kind of crime, and his mother's not very happy about it, to say the least. And basically the song is about her, wishing that he was no longer in jail, and he finally comes around to the end and says, "Mother, don't pray for me. I'm going to go to hell for what I've done, so pray for yourself." It's an incredibly sad song. And if you're interested in any of this, I never posted the website, but there's a YouTube video of the original recording of this from 1928, 29, somewhere around there. And Douglas Belair is playing it, and there's two musicians, and they're playing the exact same song, but in two entirely different keys at the same time. So it sounds like really a lot of noise. How we could figure this song out from that is pretty remarkable, but Belair must have sung this a lot, because Canray knew it word for word. And the other part of it, that's not it. Ken Ray would sing it, and every time he sang it, he would start crying right in the middle of it at the same spot. And that's when his mother shakes her head and said, there's no chance you're going to go to hell. That's when the realization, it's the denouement of the song, basically. If you want to talk about stuff like that. There's a word for what we call this. It's called circumlocution, because I'm doing something else while I'm doing something. The hardest part of this mess is...
I'm just wondering where you picked up "really a lot." Was that from Trump?
Probably. Really a lot. I hate that expression. That's probably why I say it.
No. Really a lot. Good heavens. I forgot what you said. Oh, okay. The bars of Prison, and then there's a place where Conrad cries.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
enough.
when
he goes.
That's good enough.
And you can sing this lots of ways, but I've kind of stylized it, and it's a great song. Let's just see if I get the right.
And it's dedicated to. It's filling a request for
Perriat. How do you say your name? JP across the street, across the courtyard. It's French.
Yeah, I think it probably is multitasking, except he's hiding it. Multitaskers show off.
But I'll put my fingers where my mouth is. Goodbye, cher vieux monde. Goodbye, pauvre vieux pape. Bye bye à mes frères et mes chers sœurs. Moi je t'ai condamné pour la balance de ma vie dans les bars de la prison. Moi j'ai roulé, j'ai mis à le mal faire. J'avais la tête dure, j'ai rentré dans le tracas. À ce que je suis condamné pour la balance de ma vie dans les bars de la prison. À ma paupière maman, elle s'est mise dessous ses genoux, ses deux mains sur la tête, en pleurant pour moi, elle dit cher petit garçon, tu vas jamais savoir, à ce que tu condamné pour la balance de tes jours dans les flammes de la prison. Ma chère vieille maman, plus bas pour moi, faut tout prix pour ton enfant, pour essayer de sauver son âme dans les flammes de l'enfer, les flammes de l'enfer, les flammes de l'enfer, les flammes de l'enfer. Prison. Woo!
Yeah.
That's a good tune, man. I
Do
think it's
you
a good
know a
song.
lot of prison songs?
Yeah, Orleans Parish Prison.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Cash. No one plays that one. That's a hard song. That's the song I was playing when I had my heart attack on the ukulele. That's when it came. What is that song?
Wait,
That
wait.
sound?
You were playing Orleans Parish Prison?
Yeah, when I was in the hospital with my heart attack. Down, 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 down.
All those people kept sneaking into that room going, what is
There's
that?
Johnny Cash in here? Yeah, right. Let's see what I got on
It
my
was
list.
funny.
here.
They liked it though.
Oh yeah, they liked it. That
They
was a
said,
little-
yeah, it was a big deal.
Let's see what time it is. Let's see. Okay.
Don't worry about Tom.
I'm looking at.
I got you,
See
Tom.
back.
You don't have to go to the American sector yet, do you?
No. I'm gonna play this one because, like JC wanted a little more instrumental. So there's another one that I can do. Hello, Butternut. Butternut looks like he needs something.
The better you see.
Oh, wrong. You want some food, huh? You want some dry food? Didi might get you some. Look at that look on your face. All right, so this one,
I wonder how long you could just tune. That could be interesting. I mean, if everybody was high enough. Just sit around, just listen to you tune.
if this room was a little bit bigger,
Yeah, what would
I
you
could
do?
have like 4 guitars out here, all with a different tuning that I wouldn't have to spend all this time. You watch me putting on guitar after guitar, though, which I think is boring. I'd rather see a musician
You're right,
strum.
tuning is infinitely more
Oh,
exciting.
hell yeah.
Okay, Pups, let's see about some dry food for you.
And the original Beausoleil, the one that most people saw, you might remember Tommy Como. And Tommy Como was mandolin player for many, many years and also played bass. He was really the first bassist in the band. He was tragically killed back in 1996.
Accidentally.
In
It was
a-
an accident.
Awful automobile accident where he was riding his bike. And we missed Tommy. I'll never forget where we were when it happened. We were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, playing a gig with the Dirty Dozen brass band. And we got the note for this. It was like, wow. Shocking that Tommy was killed. So on our L'amour, la folie album, the one that won the first Grammy for us out of shocking that we won a Grammy to begin with, since we'd been nominated 12, 13, or 14 times before that without anything. We put together a couple of songs. Tommy was working on a couple of tunes, and we put them together like a New Orleans type funeral thing, where you'd have like a slow song followed by a fast song. The first song, I cannot remember where we got that. The second song is an adaptation of a Delma Latchney song. Delma Latchney was a fiddle player from Marksville, Louisiana. And we kind of adapted it, put some chords to it, some stuff. So here we go. The Chanson pour Tommy, the song for Tommy. Dee Dee. chanson pour Tommy Como. That was kind of fun.
There you go.
You want to do it again?
Sure, do it again. Suzette's cooking and drinking wine and enjoying music with a good friend.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
What about, so, okay, JC, you're racking up some good songs. So let's see what else you got that's instrumental.
Oh, I didn't think I worked up any more. The Cajun set. Well, I have to think for a little bit. Let me get myself in tune. The word of the day.
Right, exactly.
Come on. So there was I've talked about Happy Fats before, Happy Fats LeBlanc, who was from Rain, Louisiana. Rain, R-A-Y-N-E, if you don't know that. Rain is between Doucet and Crowley. All right, if you know where that is on the I-10. One of Happy Fats' first groups was called the Rainbow Ramblers, which I thought was an excellent
It's a
name.
great Cajun
Really.
band name. Yeah, Rainbow.
And he played music for Cousin Dud LeBlanc for the Haddicall, which I'm going to learn the Haddicall boogie. I'm going to have to go learn it someday. And anyway, they teamed up in the late 50s with La Lou Records with Carol Rochu right there in Lafayette. I think it was on General Mouton Street. I think that's where the studio still stands today. And Carol was a recording engineer. He did a lot of swamp pop stuff. He did Little Bob and the Lollipops. You might be familiar with the song I Got Loaded and so forth. And he recorded an album which I really loved, and he never put it on CD. I had the album. So I had to I had to buy a turntable so I could digitize it. This was years ago. I still have the turntable. I don't know if it works anymore. But the album I thought was really cool because almost every song in that album, and it was called La Sud de la Louisiane was the name of the album, the South of Louisiana, not to be confused with a film by the same title, most of the songs were written by Alex Broussard. The title song of my 1957 record, which he called 1957, he wrote that. He wrote this one, which is called Dans la Sud de la Louisiane, which means in the South Louisiana. He also had Lawrence Walker, one of my favorite accordion players, played on there. Lawrence Walker played the I forgot the name of the damn song. The Mamou two-step, and he also played some other stuff. So it's a great album, and it's completely out of print, and it's really too bad. It had a great photograph on the front page, on the front cover, and it was basically an old Cajun place they converted into a studio, and it had the staircase down the front, and someone was sitting on it. The most interesting of all was when I did this album for Brownie Ford, the old the cowboy dude. That bass that's in that photograph was still there, and it had the same strings on it. So this was at least 30 years of the same strings. The neck on that thing was like this. So I'm talking about the action on that bass must have been about 1.5 inches. It was completely
Is that the place that
imperfect.
still had the same microphone?
Yes, it had little. If you get the Little Bob and the Lollipops album, there's a Telefunken microphone, and that's the one that they use there. Still used to this day. So this is a song that Michael and I play a lot, and it's called "De Dans la Sud de la Louisiane." It's one of the first Cajun songs I ever learned the words to. My mother helped me get the words out. It's about everything. It's about crawfish hunting. It's about fishing. It's about this. It's about that. And it's a paradise living in South Louisiana. We make the best moonshine, the best food. We dance to the old-time mazurkas, and we dance to the polkas, and we throw potatoes in the fireplace and stuff like this.
Yeah.
It is completely cliche-ridden, even in 1956 when he wrote the song. So the best thing of all, he had Doc Guidry playing fiddle on it. So it's got some pretty high-powered musicians for the time playing on that. You think I've talked enough about that one? That's a great song.
It is a great song. Plus, you get to say Telefunken.
Telefunken's a great word.
It's so much fun to say Telefunken.
So here we go. And once again, if you're new and you don't know what's going on, because I see there's a lot of people on there today, which is like
You're
really
new
shocking.
and don't know what's going on.
There's a lot of people on. I'm seeing this is unusual.
Fabulous.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming. If you feel inclined, there's somewhere on this thing says PayPal and Venmo. It's on that sheet of paper in front of me. It's also on the actual page if you're
We
interested
do
in leaving a
accept
tip.
tips.
We do.
Yes, we do.
It keeps us going, helps me buy strings, keeps me.
Keeps you
It
practicing.
makes me practice.
And as
which
the
is-
legendary Don Vappy said, it
keeps you
helps
relevant.
us all stay relevant. And
Keeps
that's
us relevant. So
it's real important for New Orleans area musicians and for the rest of us too. I'm sure Danny will agree.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard. You can just when you get separated from your audience,
it's tough.
it's hard.
That being said, Beausoleil, the band I still play with, and we still do play gigs, we have 2 major gigs coming up. May the 1st is going to be a virtual gig. You can go to the Beausoleil webpage, Facebook page, and it should be there. It's on ourconcerts.live. It's a virtual show. No theme. I think we're just going to play a regular set. And if you happen to live in New Orleans on May the 9th, we're going to play a Fado Doucet at the Broadside Theater on Broad Street. That is a cool outdoor venue that I've never been to. It's a theater. It used to be an inside theater, but because of COVID, he put it outside, and then they decided they could put music on. And so it's limited to the number of
it
people.
has enough space for everybody to socially distance and all that good
Exactly.
stuff, right?
And there you go. So that's 2 major gigs. So look on the Beausoleil Facebook page, or I'll probably post it on mine too if y'all are interested. So here we go with the Dans la Sud de la Louisiane.
Sur la grande mer, la machine dans le sable, on a passé dans les montagnes, dans les cailloux de la Virginie. On a trouvé les cocoteries de la Louisiane, mais t'entrais pas de cocoteries, mais tout le reste du pays. Ici dans le sud de la Louisiane, le poisson flotte dans le bayou d'Ège, canard bande dans le beige, les wawas dans les platins. Les écrevisses dans les cloteries, les séquireux dans les grands bois, on a trouvé le paradis dans le sud de la Louisiane. Le petit cajun de la Louisiane, le meilleur cuisine du pays. Les sauces piquantes, le patate douce, les étouffées dans les chenilles. Ça danse des polkas de vieux temps, le mazurka, le vase aussi. On a trouvé le petit cajun dans le sud de la Louisiane. Les vieux cajuns de la Louisiane, le meilleur citoyen du monde. Tu coupes le bois de la cheminée, ça va des moonshine tous les verres. Ça danse des pauvres de vieux temps, le mazurka, le vase aussi. On a trouvé le paradis dans le sud de la Louisiane. Let's play the high. Les Cajuns de la Louisiane, le meilleur citoyen du monde. Tu coupes le bois, puis le cheminée, ça boit les moonshine tous les verres. Ça danse des polkas de vieux temps, le mazurka, le vase aussi. On a trouvé le paradis dans le sud de la Louisiane.
There you go.
It's got a ton of words.
Yeah. You got the crawfish etouffee.
It's got it all.
It's got it all.
Whatever you need, the song has got.
It is crawfish season.
Yes, I have some in the icebox that I
Yeah.
don't think Dee Dee's even seen.
Yeah.
You got, if you're Cajun, you have to have some crawfish.
In April, the best month.
All right, so let's see here. I promised Eddie I'd do some of this stuff. So Dee Dee always likes it when I play some cowboy songs or cowboy type songs.
I love cowboy songs. I don't know why. It's not, I mean, it's not like politically correct or anything.
I'm just trying to figure out where I'm putting my Mississippi John Hurt with a cowboy song. Doesn't really fit right now. I'm going to have to wait, play a couple of songs.
So are we going to the American sector?
We're going to the American sector. Unless someone has a request from the Cajun sector. I saw there was a Flamme d'Enfer. I think we'll put that in next week's rotation. Come on, we'll tune it up again. We call it the American sector because, you know, I don't want to live in a vacuum, and learning how to play music and just growing up listening to music. I didn't listen to Cajun music when I was a child. It was all around. You could hear it on television. You'd hear commercials. But we listened to other stuff. And when I was learning how to play guitar, I'd heard names, you know, like Doc Watson. Then you hear like, you know, Flatt and Scruggs, Mississippi John Hurt, Sleepy John Estes. You'd hear all these names about all these people. There wasn't a record store in Lafayette that really sold any of these types of any of these types of music, so I had to do mail order. And between Rounder Records, which doesn't really exist anymore, and County Records in Virginia, I used to order all these records. So I learned a lot of stuff that way, and also doing special orders at our local record store, which was Raccoon Records in Lafayette. I don't want to know how much money I spent on albums over the year, but you know, in the old days, an LP was $3.50. So some of those ones.
And you started late.
Well, they were cheaper for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all mine had to be mail ordered, so you had to pay the
Oh
shipping.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
They didn't have this stuff in stock. So with that in mind, I'm going to play Mississippi John Hurt first, I think. This one's from my friend, the bartender Tammy Harris. This is her favorite tune. It's a lot of people's favorite song.
And destination management for the Apothecary Museum in New Orleans.
That's right.
We have a pharmacy museum in New Orleans, mostly famous for the fact that it's where the cocktail was invented. And it also is a great, great place to get married, throw a party. I mean, I know that all of y'all are thinking about throwing parties because someday we're going to be able to again. And we'd love to welcome you all to New Orleans. So there you go, Terry Curtis Fox, $1.98. That sounds like...
Yeah, but you live in New York, Bob. That's not fair.
Spoiled rotten.
We had to pay the shipping. So anyway, I still have lots of those albums. They're in storage. I can't even get to them anymore. So, you know, I miss all that stuff. So,
He says the stickers are still on the jackets.
I believe
Do you
it.
remember those round stickers they put up? They were... Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you're saying...
Oh, I do.
Do you know that's how that guy owns Virgin Atlantic and Virgin Airways? That's how he started his business.
Yes.
Was a mail order
Mail
45
order. That was the best way to
from
do it.
America. Yeah, made a fortune.
So here's Tammy's favorite song, and it's Mississippi John Hurt, and it's called "Make Me Down a Pallet on Your Floor." I've listened to several versions of the song from other people, and nobody plays it quite like John Hurt. He doesn't do all the chord changes that people do, or at the same time. And I've learned his way, and I've been working on this other way to play it, and it's really confused the heck out of me, believe it or not, because I've been playing it this way for so long. So Mississippi John Hurt, it was so exciting to finally get one of his albums when I was learning how to play guitar. Down a pallet on your floor. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on the floor. I'm going up the country about 40 miles or more. country where's the cold, sleet, and snow. I'm going up the country where's the cold, sleet, and snow. Ain't no telling how much further I may go. Ah, make me down a pallet on your floor. Ah, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Now the way I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. The way I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. The way I'm sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. I'm gonna turn over, try it on the side. Ah, make me down a pallet on your floor. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Let's not take that. Don't you let my good girl catch you here. Don't you let my good girl catch you here. 'Cause she just might shoot you like the cook and starve you too. Ain't no telling just what she might do. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Make it, baby, close behind the door. Make it, baby, close behind the door. Make me a pallet close behind the door. Make it where your good man will never go. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. All right. Pallet on your floor.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. All right. So this is the moment of truth. JC, Sandy used to sell records when we played at that Holy Ghost Brotherhood Hall in downtown Providence for Chuck Wentworth. Sandy would always sell the records. I'll never forget. And long story, I'm not going to tell it, but is Sandy still around? That's what I was curious, because he seemed to be kind of weak and not super strong way back then in the early 90s. My God, that was a long time ago. Whew. Let us know. Sandy is a great guy. Sandy, that's what we used to call him, Sandy. Hello, Ann Jones.
Hello, Ann Jones.
All right.
What else we got?
All right, so here comes the
So
bizarre
at
part.
6:15, we're going to go to
Cowboys.
Cowboys? Or show tunes. David's been practicing
Well,
show tunes.
I don't consider them show tunes.
Oh, you don't?
The cowboy opera.
Well, so who's the singer?
Frankie Lane.
All right, so
So-
you're going to tell the Frankie Lane story?
You have to know the story. So there was, when I was a kid, everybody in America kids were watching the new westerns on TV. You know, there was Gunslinger, there was Gunsmoke, there was, you know, The Rifleman, there was oh Jesus Christ, all those TV shows, and they all had theme songs.
Have Gun Will Travel.
Have Gun Will Travel, the Mule Train, all these stuff. And so Frankie Lane was a Chicago, what was it, Italian singer that
His
somehow,
name is fantastic.
yeah, it's Italian.
It's just extraordinary, beautiful name.
And he decided, maybe it's a good thing, or his manager said, you need to do these cowboy songs. So he's the voice of singing Rawhide. Okay?
Wait, I thought you were going to do, okay. So in the 30s, though, he won an award. Do y'all know about the Last Picture show? It's about Texas marathon dancing, which they did in the Depression to make money, and people would just hang on to each other until they fell practically. And apparently, Frankie Lane is the penultimate winner of the longest marathon singing contest.
It's pretty incredible.
140 hours, I think, of continual singing, which you have to look this up. David just told me this the other day, and I'm still gobsmacked. I can't believe it. But anyway, so Frankie Lane with a giant Italian name and a 1930s award for singing marathon.
So he cashed in with the cowboy thing, and he came out with an album. I should have taken it out. I got both the album and the CD. And the album was called Hell Bent for Leather, and starts off with Wanted Man. He's got Rawhide on it. And one of the things I didn't know, that the conductor of the orchestra on that was a young guy whose name was Johnny Williams. And then I found an interview with Frankie Lane in the 70s. He died in 2007, so he was quite old when he finally passed. But he was talking about Johnny Williams, who changed his name to John Williams, and he said, yeah, he's made a name for himself, and he did the music for Star Wars.
He's got like a billion Oscars.
So anyway, so the thing is, the album is highly produced, and it's got one of my heroes, Tommy Tedesco, playing guitar and stuff like that. But it is show-tuney, and it's hard to adapt. It's taken me a long time to adapt some of those songs to folk guitar. But this song is one that, my God.
He also sang the title song for
Rawhide.
Well, no, Blazing Saddles.
And Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles. Yeah, so it's...
yeah, Picture Show was the Larry McMurtry film. That's right. It's right. It is right. Was it They Shoot Horses, don't they? Okay,
That's
everybody,
true, yeah.
I was wrong. Sorry. Jay and also Jay Curtis Fox, of course. It was They Shoot Horses, don't they? Thank you.
What?
This is about the marathon dancers.
Oh, They Shoot Horses.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. It's always good to be corrected.
Seriously, no. I actually depend on it.
So here's one that I got the idea after hearing a version of Doc Watson playing it. So it made it possible, because if you listen to the album, they have electric guitar, there's bass, there's French horns, there's trombones, there's trumpets, there's drums, and then there's Frankie Lane singing this stuff. So Doc kind of gave me the idea of how to get in there, because he recorded this song. And it's called Wanted Man. It's the first song in the album.
Hell Bent for Leather.
Hell Bent for Leather.
Okay.
What's the first line?
My problem is that the pink one or not the pink one?
No, that's Marty Robbins.
Oh, doggone it. I'm 0 for 0 today.
Bullet in my shoulder. Blood running down my vest. 20 in the posse, and they're never gonna let me rest. Till I became a wanted man, I never even owned a gun. But now they hunt me like a mountain cat, and I'm always on the run. I killed poor Jed Bryan in a battle Laredo fight. I killed him with my bare hands for the girl I loved that night. Jed's brother's out to get me. He's coming with a gang. Well, I'd rather shoot him out, by God, than let him watch me hang. Bullet in my shoulder, blood running down my vest. 20 in the posse, and they never gonna let me rest. Till I became a wanted man, I never even owned a gun. But now they hunt me like a mountain cat, and I'm always on the run. Best verse. She had spangles on her red dress. She
She had laughter in her voice when he tried to put his hands on her. My heart left me no choice. Ah, but was she really worth it? I guess I'll never know. She'll be drinking someone else's rye while I'm 6 feet below. Bullet in my shoulder, blood running down my vest. 20 in the posse, and they never gonna let me rest. Till I became a wanted man, I never even owned a gun. Now they hunt me like a mountain cat, and I'm always on the run. Now they hunt me like a mountain cat, and I'm always on the run.
Too much fun.
Those are great songs. Eddie Ezel will like that too. So there was another one. Well, there's another one. I play almost every song on that album.
Why don't we just do the whole album sometime?
I could. I have it written down here. Let's see. I know that I want to do this one because this was also, if I can find it, finding the words on this poor little machine is not always easy. Oh, here it is. My brother and I have been trying to play some of this stuff for years together. We thought maybe it might be a nice novelty act, kind of like the Smothers Brothers. But Bing Crosby recorded this song that was originally done by the Sons of the Pioneers. And it's called Along the Navajo Trail, believe it or not. I love this stuff. I love the comments. The comments are going to be great. I can't wait.
I know everybody knows him. That's what's so weird. I'm trying to find this real name. Francesco Paolo Lovecchio.
That's it.
That's his name. Francesco Paolo Lovecchio.
Guitar string brand.
And I'm sorry about messing up the movies. And also, it appears that his first concerts were in 1930 with the Marathon Dance Company. His career spans 75 years.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's quite a story. Has
I only got
anybody
30 to go.
has anybody made a movie on him?
No. I only have 30 years to go to catch up. God dog.
You started late.
You know, talking about longevity, one of the favorite groups I really like is a band called the Hackberry Ramblers. They were from Lake Charles, Sulphur, Louisiana. When I hired them at the World's Fair, they had been playing for 60 years. So they kept on going for another 15 or almost 16 years after that. So they had one of the longest playing bands ever in America, but having a 75-year-old career. Tony Bennett's not even there yet. I mean, he's close, but think about it. That's awesome. So here's one that, like I said, the Bing Crosby one, and it's a great melody and it's a great song, and it's very cliche written and it's a lot of fun.
Every day along about evening, when the sunlight's beginning to fade, I rise through the slumbering shadow along the Navajo Trail. When it's night calling, and the coyotes are making a way, I dream by a smoldering fire along the Navajo Trail. I love to lie and listen to the music. It changes tempo, doesn't it? When the wind is strumming a sagebrush guitar. When over yonder hill the moon is climbing, it always finds me wishing on a star. Well, what do you know? It's morning already, and there's the dawning so silver and pale. It's time to climb into my saddle and ride the Navajo Trail. I love to lie and listen to the music when the wind is strumming a sagebrush guitar. When over yonder hill the moon is clear, it makes me go rushing on a star. Well, what do you know? It's morning already, and there's the dawning so silver and pale. It's time to climb into my saddle and ride the Navajo Trail. And ride the Navajo Trail.
Well, that put old puppy right to sleep.
That's a good song. That's a sleepy song.
But you've been working on High Noon all week.
Well, that's next.
Oh, it's a secret.
So, somehow if I can make it through it. Well, this little machine is not acting.
Mini Pad Meltdown.
Mini Pad Meltdown is not. So Tex Ritter wrote a song which he called "Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling." It became the theme song for a movie called High Noon, which Frankie Lane wanted to sing, but because Tex Ritter had written the song, he had preference. And from what I've looked at, I don't think Frankie Lane was ever happy about that. And he changed the words slightly. In fact, you don't even know who
Who changed the words?
Frankie Lane.
Okay.
You don't even know who the villain is because he didn't put the name in there. It's just, so this is like a Gary Cooper type song, very similar to Big Iron on His Hip. It's a different kind of epic western, like we say western.
That's true. That's true. In the South, there's a lot of people who say miseries and western.
Restaurant,
Restaurant.
restaurant, western, eastern, toasts like
God, you think people still do that? I haven't heard that in a long time. It used to be really common. It was fun. I liked it.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling, wait along. I do not know what fate awaits me. I only know I must be brave, and I must face a man who hates me, or lie a coward, a craven coward, or lie a coward in my grave, dear. Oh, to be torn betwixt love and duty, supposing I lose my fair-haired beauty. Look at that big hand move along, near and high noon. He made a vow while in state's prison, vowed it would be my life or his, and I'm not afraid of death, but oh, what shall I do if you leave me? forsake me, oh my darling. You made a promise as a bride. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Although you're grieving, don't think of leaving. Now that I need you by my side. Wait alone, wait alone, wait alone, wait alone. High noon, y'all. Well, I put in 2 bad notes, but that's all right. I'll live with it. Okay. Whee!
It's hard.
So I said I was going to play another instrumental. I've got 2 more songs to go. And I'm going to do Living in the Country because someone really mentioned that either last week or the week before. So Living in the Country is a song from Pete Seeger. They played Pete Seeger and then a Woody Guthrie song they hadn't done in a while. Let's see if I can find it. Mini Pad Meltdown is not acting quite like fun. I don't know what it's doing. I have to reset it.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, Susan, I agree. I think it's so much fun. I listened to him practice it all this week, and it was great fun to hear it.
Oh, I've
Look,
got.
Missy's here. How late am I? Not living in the country when I just checked in.
That's just it. You worked in the right time. So there's 12 or 13 songs on that album, and I'll play over half of them. So I'm going to introduce the Gunfight at Oak.
The Paolo Lavecchio, Lucrezia.
Yes, the Hell Bent for Leather album. Gunfight at Oak Take Corral is a great song. I got to work on that. It's got 500,000 chords in it. And then the other one was, there's a couple more I could do on that. Rawhide's always a tough one because of all those, he modulates. And to make it sound right, you have to modulate. Also, he did one from another Gary Cooper movie called The Hanging Tree that I've done in the past. I'll have to resurrect that one. They're all a lot of fun, but the old time is saying it's time to gwang. So 2 more. This one is for Missy and Camille. Without them, I never would have heard this song or known what it was. And strangely enough, when Iowa City was flooded out, and Cedar Rapids by all these storms they had way back, 2010, 2009, and I was practicing for Camille's album, I worked up this tune. It's Living in the Country by Pete Seeger. living in the country. Pete Seeger. I think it comes from the Bahamas. I think he kind of lifted it from Joseph Spence. At least the idea of it. My own theory. All right.
Well, you know what they say.
Well, you hear something a couple of times.
Knowing what to steal is the most important thing about being an artist.
Very true.
Uh-oh.
All right. So here we go. I need a G. That would be. Thank you all for listening. It's been a ball tonight. It was always good. It's always good. It's always fun to play for you people. We'll be back next week as usual. Nothing's going to change fast as far as I know.
Just stay healthy. They said that sort of a new wave of depression is coming because you have the sense that it's changing, but at the same time your life's still the same. So as usual, they've just told us to hang on. So keep on hanging on. So we can all get together next Friday. Really sad news about the upturned craft in the Gulf of Mexico. We to all those people affected by that, we are very sorry. That was
It's
a
awesome.
hell of a storm front.
It's still going on. Just not the winds
Apparently so.
that we had before,
Yeah.
but it's still going on. It's terrible.
Thank
So-
you, Angela.
So thank y'all for
Susan,
listening.
you can play Living in the Country every week if you want.
I could start off with that.
Absolutely, instead of You Are My Sunshine. Thanks, JC. I didn't know about Sandy's record shop, so I was the one out of the loop there. Brooks and Jay, both of you, thanks for fixing my movie reference. I really appreciate that. So, as you know, these things are really off the cuff. No, neither one of us write anything down, so... And maybe... which is sort of why Brooks, you're sort of my hard drive, so that's... thanks again. So where are we headed?
Pastures aplenty.
Pastures aplenty. We've got light sparkling wine.
Light sparkling wine.
Yay, I love light sparkling wine.
Don't forget to wear your masks.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet apart. It's not changing. It's going to be that way till
For a while.
probably next year. So don't get weary of it too much. Depression is kind of rough. It's hard. You got to toe that line though, and we're going to do it. We're going to succeed, and we want to go traveling again. I would love to. I'd love to come to your town and play music. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, JC. Thanks, Jay. Danny, it was great to see you and speak with you this week.
It's a mighty hard road that my poor hands have mowed. My poor feet have traveled a hot, dusty road. Out of your dust bowl and westward we rolled. Your deserts were hot and your mountains were cold. Well, I worked in your orchards of peaches and prunes. I slept on the ground in the light of the moon. On the edge of the city, you'll see us, and then we come with the dust and we go with the wind. California, Arizona, I harvest your crops. Well, it's north up to Oregon to gather up your hops. Dig the beets from your ground, cut the grapes from your vine, to set on your table your light sparkling wine. Green pastures aplenty from dry desert ground, from the Grand Coulee Dam where the waters run down. Every state in the Union, us migrants have been. We'll work in this fight and we'll fight till we win. It's always we ramble that river and I. All along your green valley I will work till I die. My land I'll defend with my life if it be, 'cause my pastures of plenty must always be free. 'Cause my pastures of plenty must always be free.
There you go.
Merci beaucoup, y'all. Till next time, à bientôt. Be careful. Don't forget those masks.
Send
Wash those
in your
hands.
requests.
Send in your requests.
And your drink recipes.
Oh, yeah. Merci. Au revoir.
See you on Friday, y'all.